WordPress WPGateway plugin 0-day vulnerability fix. These 0-day vulnerabilities are all day, every day. This is a WordPress plugin called WP Gateway. You know what I'm saying? Now this comes from the official source, wordfence.com. The blog post, uniform resource locator is on screen, top of the screen, highlight it, type that all in, or perform an internet search, you can find it. Well, what happens with this one is that somebody could possibly execute remote code. Now, if you do use this plugin, the paid-for versions, they're, I think, going to disseminate a patch. This is an actively exploited 0-day vulnerability. Alright. So what happens is end users that are not authenticated could insert malicious code, a malicious administrator. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think the numbers are around 280,000. Supposedly, allegedly, 280,000 instances of this vulnerability have been perpetrated. So, an end user, not just any end user, but an anonymous end user could get access to your website, a complete site takeover right here. Now I'm going to share with you the solution, because I did include the word fix. The fix is to get rid of the plugin. You know what I'm saying? They actually recommend it. Now, they don't just recommend that you disable the plugin. You want to remove it, uninstall it, the free version. You know what I'm saying? And I'll give you an additional tip. WordPress to me is too bloated. It's bloatware now, especially with that awful Gutenberg editor. I just absolutely despise that editor. From the first day that I have no idea why WordPress ever instituted that god-awful fucking Gutenberg editor. I'm not making this up, this is a true story. I had been a WordPress administrator. I wouldn't call myself a professional web developer or even a professional administrator, but I have maintained multiple websites for over, 10 years now. WordPress isn't really that difficult to learn. You know what I'm saying? I quit using WordPress because of that Gutenberg editor. I refuse to use it. My website, anaccomputers.com, is no longer using WordPress. I will never use WordPress again. Even before then, it's just gotten so slow and bloated, and it's just, anyways. Here are some additional tips. WordPress, every time you load a web page on WordPress, it actually checks your plugins. I'm not making this up. Every time you load a web page on WordPress, it goes and checks the plugin directory, WordPress-plugins. It does. And it tries to load them, and that over time that can slow down your website. And then it depends on each plugin. Each plugin could have a different timeout value. So here's an additional tip. Do not just disable. Did you know that if you disable WordPress plugins, WordPress still can basically acknowledge them, and it will spend time, waste precious time trying to access them? So what you do is you remove them. Now here it's quite simple. If you have SSH, which is an acronym which stands for Secure Shell Access, all you do is you log in with an administrator account, or a root account basically, with a secure shell, and then you just RM. In Linux it would be RM, and remove the plugin. Browse to the plugins folder and then remove it. Do not, now you can rename it too. You could rename it, like for instance, I'm not sure what the exact plugin directory name is. It could be WP Gateway. You would type in move WP Gateway and then space and then WP Gateway.back. And I could be wrong, but I do not think WordPress will detect it then. So you either want to remove the entire plugin. Now you could also FTP, File Transfer Protocol, and then rename the plugin, or right click and then delete it. That's all you have to do. But I gave you some additional tips. If you think that just renaming it, no, because the code is still there. The plugin is still installed. WordPress still accesses it. And as long as that code is still on your web server, potentially an intruder could take advantage of that 0-day vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? All right. That is basically this video. That is a recommendation, and that's exactly what you do. Now let me give you some further details. Any website using the free version of WordFence, which is the WP Gateway plugin, will receive the same protection on October 8th. However, until then, if you leave that plugin installed, your website is susceptible, and it could potentially allow an intruder to take over your website. They could possibly gain administrator privileges. Now let's see, they mention up here okay, so they do have a premium version. Now, WordFence, they have a firewall. They claim that it has blocked over 4.6 million attacks. And then remember I told you it was 280,000 websites in the last month alone. It's an unauthenticated escalation of privileges. That's never a good idea, is it? Okay, how much time do I have left? Oh, I'm at the 8-minute mark. That's it. If you want further details, you can check out this blog post. But I already gave it to you. It's earlier in the video. Were you paying attention? And this is a public service announcement. I am not going to respond to any of your comments on my YouTube channel where you ask me a question, and I find out that your question was already in the video. I think there's a lot of trolls on YouTube. Either they are trolls or they're lazy. Watch the video. That's why I record videos. I'm not going to respond anymore. And if I feel like it, I will permanently ban you from my YouTube channel, my comments. If you dare ask me a question that was already stipulated in the video. This has been an epidemic over the last few months. I get sick and tired of it. I actually shut off my comments for a day because I got sick of it. But I decided to retract that. Alright? No more. Nothing but trolls on YouTube. You do not make money from your subscribers. And YouTube is nothing but a bunch of trolls. And they just waste your time, and the comments are just not productive to me. So that is my video pertaining to WordPress WP Gateway plugin 0-day vulnerability fix. Again, I already told you, all you have to do is remove the plugin. And that includes the free plugin. Now the premium, it's in the blog post. They are going to disseminate a fix for any of the paid plugins. But the free one, no. You're going to have to wait 30 days. And it's not me. Nope, you're not going to blame me. If you leave this plugin installed and you don't remove it like they recommended, and I'm telling you, I'm reiterating what they iterated, hey, that is your fault. Adios.